and welcome back to my channel. It is finally wildcard week and I am so excited to activate it and make some changes to my team. In this video I will be reviewing my Game Week 30 team and what went wrong essentially, because there were a couple of blanks, and then I will be discussing my top transfer targets. Before I get into it, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and also let me know in the comments how you did this week. I got 57 points, which was above average but still got me a red arrow, so I'm not too happy, but do let me know how you got on. And now we'll have a look at how my team did. Oh, this team had so much promise, but no, my hopes of getting into the top 80k were absolutely ruined. Starting off with my Chelsea defence, just so frustrating. I thought under Lampard we were going to have a really strong game against Wolves. Wolves aren't the most difficult of opponents. I thought we were going to absolutely walk this. We didn't. We lost 1-0. Chilwell was benched. Not looking good long term under Lampard. I don't really know if I trust him on my team now. I don't know what the starting 11 is going to look like. There are a lot of question marks. And the same with Kepa. I know Lampard was a massive fan of Mendy and I don't know what the situation is going to be there. So I'm feeling a little bit nervous about having my Chelsea players at the moment. But Chilwell came on for 22 minutes and then decided to get a yellow card. So we got absolutely 0 points. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that I was thinking of bringing in Young. I ended up not doing this because I couldn't afford it. And I was too scared to take Chilwell out. Route was going to be Ben Mee to Young, and I had no funds in the bank, so it didn't happen. But Young kept a clean sheet, so it feels like salt in the wound, but I wouldn't have been brave enough to take Chilwell out for him anyway. And then looking at Kepa, he got a save point, which is positive. And Kepa does make a lot of saves, so even if he does lose his clean sheet, at least he's picking up points that way. But the two of them, I'm not feeling fully confident that they're going to stay on the team after I wildcard, but I am going to sit on it and have a think. I don't know. It's a difficult one. I have to separate my emotions from FPL and I find that hard. So moving on swiftly, Trippier. So Newcastle did win, but they did concede a goal against Brentford. To be honest, I wasn't expecting a clean sheet in this game and I had Tony, so I was torn. I was hoping that Tony was going to get a hat-trick, so I did prepare myself for Trippier not keeping a clean sheet or picking up any bonus points, but in the past he has been a fantastic asset on the team, so an off week is absolutely fine. And then coming over to Zuma, I didn't expect this, but amazing. West Ham won against Fulham 1-0 and kept a clean sheet, so I got a nice 6 points from Zuma, which really helped the team along. Looking at my midfield, Rashford, I was so close to captaining Rashford actually. He did get 6 points, so 12 in total for a captaincy shout. Isn't that bad? But I'll show you a conversation here with my FPL nemesis. I was just talking myself in and out of captaining him, but I'm so relieved that I didn't captain him. And he came off, I think at 80 minutes, and there's issues now around him being injured. It's quite nerve-wracking because I love having him on my team and I'll be really disappointed if he is out. But he got an assist and he also got a point for keeping a clean sheet. So 6 points, lovely, we will take it. Maddison, nothing. Leicester lost 1-0 to Bournemouth. I'm giving up with Maddison. Leicester just aren't a very strong side, are they? It's really frustrating owning him. I feel as though he's had some really good opportunities to prove himself. Hasn't happened. I know Leicester's fixtures look pretty decent in the next coming weeks, but we'll go into this more in detail when I talk about my transfers. But Maddison, I have zero enthusiasm for. And then McAllister. Brighton were absolutely robbed against Spurs. That game, if I was a Brighton fan, I think I probably would have thrown something on my TV. Really annoying. Brighton lost 2-1. McAllister just got me 2 points. Nothing really to rave about. And then Saka, 1 point, and he picked up a yellow card, which is annoying. There were just yellow cards galore in this game. I swear, most of my players got yellow cards. I must say though, in the Arsenal-Liverpool game, I was so relieved Ødegaard didn't do anything. He also only got me 2 points, and I benched him, and I thought that was quite risky because I've said this before, but Arsenal, you don't know who's going to be the star performer of that game. They have so much talent on their team. And then this one just happened to be Martinelli. I'm really keen to bring him back. Really keen. He got a goal and an assist, and he just seems to be involved in every single goal that they score. So I think potentially Ødegaard out and then Martinelli in. I'm too afraid to get rid of Saka because we've seen what he's capable of. And then coming into my front three, owning Tony was such pain because one of the biggest transfers this week was Tony to Haaland. I did Kane to Haaland, which was a risky move, but I was feeling good about Tony. He missed a penalty, so he lost 2 points. Oh, if he'd have got that penalty, I would have been absolutely singing and dancing on the ceiling. He did score a goal, thankfully, so we got 4 points in total, but it could have been so much more. That was such wasted potential. Then Watkins, my absolute angel, this man never fails to impress. He scored a goal again, picked up 2 bonus points. The Forest game was a tough one, a very tough one to watch. I mean, Villa just absolutely annihilated them. Forest are losing their mojo, but hopefully it will come back and they'll avoid relegation, fingers crossed. Watkins is on fire. He is such a good pick. Really happy to have him on my team. And then I finally caved. I brought in Haaland. I was umming and ahhing so much about this choice, and then I was going to bring him in but not captain him. Eventually ended up captaining him. Thank goodness, 24 points. What a relief. You just can't go against Haaland. And this is what annoys me about Haaland. If you don't have him, it can ruin your game week. Absolutely ruin it. He picked up 2 goals against Southampton. He did also get a yellow card, but then he got the 3 bonus points. So he was just getting those points in. And I think we're going to be back to the phase of just perma-captain Haaland every single week. It's not the most enjoyable way to play FPL, I guess, because I do love the game weeks where everyone has different captaincy options. But my team is a lot stronger with him on it rather than without it. So he is staying put now for the rest of the season. Then looking at my bench, everyone conceded goals. Navas didn't do very well. And then obviously Brighton and Brentford. So I think the benching situation went really, really well. It's a shame. Well, I would never have played Ben Mee over Chilwell. So we'll take the 57 points and we will learn from our mistakes by absolutely ripping apart my team and starting again. And that brings me to my transfer decisions ahead of my wildcard. Number 1 transfer that I'm considering is Rashford, but I'm going to be patient. I'm waiting for a press conference to get confirmation that he is going to be out, because I've said it already, but I love having him on my team. At the time of recording, we don't know how serious his injury is, and I know everyone's saying groin injuries take forever to recover from. I am going to wait until we have official confirmation. Most frustrating thing about this is they're playing Forest, and I'm so keen to have him for that fixture. But otherwise, I'm quite happy to transfer him out, and then I'll bring him back, hopefully, if he's well enough, for the double game week in game week 34. There are so many midfielders that I'm keen to bring onto my team, so it's not the absolute end of the world. The ideal scenario would be that he's out for 2 game weeks, because Man United are blanking in game week 32 anyway, so I'd only have to bench him for the Forest game, and I don't have a headache about trying to figure out how to bring him back in. But we will see. We'll wait to the press conference, and by the time this video's gone up, there may be some leaked information. I'm not entirely sure. But for now, we're staying calm. We're not going to take him out just as yet. An easier midfielder that I'm quite keen to get rid of is Maddison. He really underperformed for the double. I kept him for Bournemouth because I was expecting something amazing. Didn't happen. And then upcoming fixtures are against Man City. They do have a decent run of fixtures after that, up until game week 36, I think. But he just hasn't proven himself. They've had easy fixtures recently. Still nothing. If I didn't have the wild card, I probably would hold on to him, maybe just bench him for a couple of game weeks, but I'm in a nice position where I can just get rid of him. I'm not having to take a hit for it, so I'm going to do that. They have got Dean Smith as the interim manager, so there is the potential that they're going to have a new manager bounce, in which case I will be kicking myself if Maddison is suddenly scoring left, right and centre. But he just hasn't proven himself to me, so he will be going out as well. And then Chilwell, I'm giving up. I'm fully giving up with my Chelsea defender. He has so much potential, but with Lampard coming in, I don't know how nailed he is. The upcoming fixtures also aren't that great. We've got Brighton, then we blank, then we've got Brentford, then Arsenal. They're big attacking teams, and I see Chelsea conceding. We're not doing well as it is, let alone when we're against good teams. So, £6 million, is it worth keeping him? No. He may have a decent week. He may keep a clean sheet. I don't think he's that likely to get attacking returns, especially if he's not getting the minutes in. So coupled with Lampard coming in and a few disappointing game weeks, I can't stick with Chilwell. It's too much money. It's too much stress. It's causing emotional damage. He will also be transferred out. And then coming into players I want to transfer in, starting off with a defender, Martinez. I wanted to go for a Man United defender because they do have the double game week coming up, and I'm very keen to hopefully triple up on as many double game week players as I can. It's quite a bland pick. It's not a Ben Me. I'm not feeling incredibly passionate about this. He's unlikely to get attacking returns or major bonus points, but he is only 4.5 million, and I'm quite keen to make sure I have got those Man United assets. My only concern about having Martinez is they're playing Forest in Game Week 31, and I know Forest aren't the strongest team. They're in a relegation battle. It's all very tense. But it's a home fixture and they've got such a good track record for home games and scoring. So we'll see. And also Forest have so much to prove. So Martinez may not keep the clean sheet, but he can stay there long term. They blank in Game Week 32, which is absolutely fine because I will be free hitting then, so it's not really a big issue. And then I might bench him for Game Week 33. They are playing Spurs, and I probably will have Harry Kane on my team, and I'll be rooting for Harry Kane. So I might bench him, but then they've got the double fixture in Game Week 34. They're playing Villa and Brighton, and they'll probably concede against Brighton. Maybe not Villa, depends how on the ball Ollie Watkins is. And then they play West Ham followed by Wolves, and they are very, very welcome fixtures. Martinez seems like quite a good long-term pick for me. And then coming to everyone's most popular transfer this week, Jack Grealish. I have been watching him closely the last 2 weeks, and he's really, really impressed me. I haven't thought about bringing him in yet because it was too much of a... I don't know, I think I put too much faith in Maddison. Really, I wish I'd have done Maddison to Grealish last week, but it wasn't on the radar. I thought Maddison was going to do a lot better this game week. Since Game Week 26, Grealish has gotten 2 assists and 2 goals, which is very, very good going. Plus, City do have the double game week as well, and I want to triple up on my City players. I'll definitely have Grealish and Haaland, not sure about the third. I'm nervous about the whole Pep Roulette rotation risk, but Grealish has been getting those minutes in, so let's just stay positive. And he's performing so well. Why would you take him out? That's my question. There are probably many answers to this, which I'm not going to go into because I want to be on the Grealish hype. And then even better, they are playing Leicester in this upcoming game week, and I can see them scoring so many goals against them unless Leicester do have this new manager bounce, which I'm slightly fearful of. But if Chelsea are anything to go by, Leicester are going to continue being bad because new manager makes no difference. And then my final transfer in, and this is such a hokey cokey, Mo Salah. He really impressed me against Arsenal, which is something I didn't want to say because I'm not a threemium kind of person. I don't really want to go Haaland, Kane and Salah because it's so much money, and I feel as though there are cheaper assets that will probably perform better. But there's something about Salah that's drawing me back, and it's really irritating me. Liverpool's fixtures are looking so appealing, and they've got Leeds away and then Forest at home. And the last time they played Forest, it was at the City ground, and they lost 1-0. So I think they're going to try and right some wrongs. I actually did vlog that, so I'll put the link in the description below. The Forest game is in Game Week 32, so I will be free hitting that game week. So if I don't bring Salah in for this week, I can always bring him in then. And then Liverpool playing West Ham. Then they've got the double game week. They're playing Spurs and Fulham. So Spurs will be the trickier fixture, but Salah seems to step up against the bigger teams. So it could work in my favour. And I don't think I'm brave enough to go without Salah in a double game week. Even though Salah isn't necessarily doing as well as we're used to him doing, I have it written here on my phone. He is currently on 166 points. Ødegaard is just behind him on 161. But Salah is getting those consistent returns, and that's what makes me want to bring him in. Similar to Harry Kane, they are just kind of going, they're not necessarily doing as well as Haaland, but they're going under the radar and there is that consistency. And I think Liverpool's fixtures are just too good to ignore. Plus they've got the double game week. So I am very, very tempted to transfer him in either on the wildcard or when I free hit, and then I'll bring him in permanently after that, depending on how he does. But the double game week 34, I think he needs to be on my team. That is a glimpse of what my wildcard team is shaping up to look like. I am so excited to do the whole thing. Make sure you do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss it. And if you are subscribed, press that little bell notification. Don't miss out. I am going to upload on Friday morning, so I'm sure you're all very eager. Let me know. You can follow me on Twitter actually at Yelena FPL. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok. All of the links are in the description below. But let me know what you think of my final wildcard team selection, and I will see you in the next video.